With Warren of Massachusetts. She's the ranking Democrat on the Senate Banking Committee. She also sits in the Senate Finance Committee. She knows how to talk about and explain these issues better than anyone I know. We're in Professor Warren's class right now, a little bit. So let me start there, because a lot of people are just digesting this around the country. And, you know, today Trump said that maybe some of the tariffs could be permanent. We don't know that to be the case, but just help us understand what the impact of that could be.
So understand it this way. Donald Trump has done massive tariffs. And this comes from someone who actually believes that tariffs are an important tool in our economic toolbox. There are good times to use it. We want to onshore a supply chain that we want to protect. We want to make more pharmaceuticals here. We want to make more cars here. But you do this very carefully, and you do it in combination with things you're doing domestically to support so that work actually gets done. Not Donald Trump comes in and basically starts the dumbest trade war in the history of this country. And then when the markets respond, when people respond by saying, oh, my God, this changes everything I do. And now we have economists out there debating, are we already in a recession? We have Goldman Sachs, Jamie Dimon saying, yeah, I think we're already there. You were quoting some of the folks. The head of the Fed on Friday saying prices are going to go up and unemployment can go up at the same time, which is the worst of all worlds. So that's all the big noise. But the way this hits families, one household at a time, this is going to be about potentially millions of people losing their jobs. It's going to be about millions of people losing their savings, many of people losing their retirement security, and at the same time taking on even higher costs for everything they buy. So that's going to push us in potentially to foreclosures or people being pushed out of their apartments. You know, I remember this from 2008 and how long it took us to dig our way out. And to this day, there are families, there are communities that still haven't recovered. Recessions can be all those fancy charts and graphs, but at the end of the day, people feel them one person at a time, and they can be devastating.
I was thinking of you today, and I was so grateful you were able to come on, because and I just read this, but Mark Cuban posted this today. He said, if the new tariffs stay in place for multiple years and are enforced and inflationary, and DOGE continues to cut and fire, which is also having an impact on the economy, we will be in a far worse situation than 2008. I mean, I think I first met you when you were one of the loudest and boldest voices during that period of time. Do you feel that way, too?
You know, I am very worried, and I'm worried because these tariffs are coming in, exactly like Cuban points out, at a time when the economy has already absorbed one body blow after another. Look at all the people around the country that have already been fired by DOGE or who are afraid that when they show up tomorrow for work, they're going to be thrown out. Look at all the cuts, for example, to our medical research and scientific research. So all those contracts are being pulled back. Cuts that are going into our public schools, which means little towns across Massachusetts and big cities saying, wait a minute, we're not going to be able to hold our budgets together here. So who do we lay off? How do we manage to keep these pieces going? All of this occurring at the same moment that Donald Trump just comes in and declares that he's going to turn over the economy on top of small businesses that are already pushed tight to the edge, on top of lots of people already losing their jobs. That just magnifies the problem we've got here.
I get the same question that you probably get times a zillion, which is, well, what happens now? And in preparation for today, I read all the things that Senator Warren had said because I think it's so helpful to understand. So where things sit right now, and I did a little bit of this in my introduction here, is there are 7 Republicans in the Senate who are supporting a bill here that could potentially put a stop. Trump has issued a veto threat. You need way more than 7 votes. But you've also kind of said that, tell me if I'm correct here, that Congress already has the authority to stop him. So what does that mean, and what could happen in order to stop this?
Okay, so understand, remember, we'll do a little constitutional law. It's Congress that actually has to approve tariffs. But we gave this emergency power to Donald Trump But Congress has the power under just a resolution, simple majority, to say it's not an emergency, fella, and that takes away his power to put all of these tariffs in place. Last Wednesday, we advanced in the United States Senate this motion to say, hey, we're not in an emergency situation with Canada. And 4 Republicans right then crossed over, voted with the Democrats, and it passed. And the importance of this, just to be wonky for a minute.
We love wonky. Safe place.
It's a privileged motion, which means it has to be brought to the floor to be voted on. So right now, we've got every Democrat lined up saying we are ready to declare we are not in an emergency. We are not at war with France, with Canada, with Italy. Can we just go through the whole list with Japan, with South Korea? We are not. And if a handful of Republicans will join us, we have the power to put a stop to this tariff catastrophe that Donald Trump is putting in place and pulling our economy into a ditch.
We're going to take a quick break, but before we go, do you think there's enough Republicans privately who might do that? Should we keep hope alive that that's possible?
Absolutely, but I'll tell you this. It's not just something that's neutral and we stand by. This is the time to call those Republicans in the Senate, to call those Republicans in the House, and like you said, take the power back to be able to do this. We get enough Senate Republicans, enough House Republicans. We can pull this out now before Donald Trump does even more damage.
They just got their